administration major here at St. Francis. I'm a freshman. By show of hands, how many people in here have played any type of video game before? All of you, okay. For video games, they've started in 1940 with the first game called NIM, N-I-M, where the player should avoid picking up the last matchstick. Over the years, video games have developed in many ways. Can someone name me a couple consoles that have come over time?
Xbox.
Xbox, okay. Anybody else? All right.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
The Wii.
The Wii.
Nintendo.
360
All right, thank you. So many companies have actually developed multiple gaming consoles. Xbox, for example, is Microsoft. Xbox has had the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and they now have a new type of Xbox. PlayStation started with just PlayStation, and they built all the way up to 4. Then there's also Nintendo, who had the throwback Nintendo 64, the Wii, and now has the Nintendo Switch. Some of the effects that playing video games have is helps you with logical thinking and problem solving. When a child plays a game such as The Incredible Machine, Angry Birds, or Cut the Rope, he trains his brain to come up with creative ways to solve puzzles and other problems in short bursts. Many games that children play consist of many different ways to solve their problems. Many popular apps on the market actually today consist of problem solvers such as the ones I've mentioned already. Also, a lot of games have a leveling up system where you have to do a certain task or a certain mission to complete that level or to better your character. On the other hand though, playing violent video games can also cause more aggression, bullying, and fighting. 60% of middle school boys and 40% of middle school girls who have played at least one M-rated game hit or beat up someone, compared to 39% of boys and 14% of girls who did not play M-rated games. A peer-reviewed study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that habitual violent video game playing had a causal link with increased long-term aggression behavior. Several peer-reviewed studies have shown that children who play M-rated games are more likely to bully and cyberbully their peers, get into physical fights, be hostile, argue with teachers, and show aggression towards their peers throughout the school year. A little personal story. When I was littler, I was little at once, and me and my buddies used to play WWE SmackDown on PlayStation 2. And before you even start the game, there's a big message that pops up on the screen that says, "Do not try this at home." Us thinking we're the WWE superstars that we are, we go out and we wrestle on a trampoline doing flips onto each other, and one day it actually led to someone breaking their arm. So that was a good experience. Another effect that playing video games has is simultaneously tracking of many shifting variables and managing multiple objections. In a strategy game, for instance, while developing a city, an unexpected surprise like an enemy might emerge. This forces the player to be flexible and quickly change tactics. Games like that do that there's a game called, I'm pretty sure it was called Effect or something like that. It was an app on your phone where you basically made a disease that tried to ruin the world. And there would be doctors would come up with a cure for it, and for a certain part of your disease that you are forming, and you had to make a change to where it could go through like airflow or through animals or something close to that. A researcher, Danfi Bavalier, talks about how video games can help us learn and focus and multitask. Video games can teach kids how to do multiple things at once. While playing the game, you must be able to perform a move or attack combo while being in the air. Hand-eye coordination is a huge help and is also a positive effect that video games have. On the other hand, again, video games can become addictive. Can anyone name an addictive video game that's out today?
Apex
There we go.
Legends. What?
Kids can be addicted to video games. The World Health Organization in June 2018 declared gaming addiction as a mental health disorder. A study by the Minneapolis-based National Institute for Media and the Family suggests that video games can be addictive for kids, and that the kids' addictions to video games increases their depression and anxiety levels. Addicted kids also exhibit social phobias. Not surprisingly, kids addicted to video games see their school performance suffer. Many kids will push off schoolwork to play video games, and shows in their grades. MRI scans can reveal that addictive video games can have similar effect on kids' brains as drugs and alcohol. A series of studies by California State University found that the impulsive part of the brain, known as the big word, system, was more sensitive and smaller in excessive video game players. Another effect that video games has is it helps you with concentration and memorization. Video games can help people learn how to manage certain scenarios. Doctors are starting to use video games to actually help people with ADD, which is attention deficit disorder. Management simulations such as Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon teach the player to make management decisions and manage the effective use of infinite resources. Other games such as Age of Emperors and Civilizations even simulate managing the course of a civilization. A study conducted the Appalachia Educational Laboratory revealed that kids with attention deficit disorder who played Dance Dance Revolution actually improved their reading scores by helping them concentrate. And I also have a video that has two more. Actually, I'll just forget the video. In conclusion, voice crack. In conclusion, video games do have positive and negative effects. I hope you learned more about video games today and what the effects are and the history of them. I found this topic to be relevant because many of us grew up playing video games, and we also are hard to hear this, but not far away from parenthood, or actually already in parenthood, and we will have kids growing up sooner or later. Thank you.